Hello, magical people. Hope everybody's doing very well. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the Beyond Astro weekly forecast here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. It is Sunday, February 23rd, and finally, Mars is going direct. Well, in about 2.5 hours from me filming this live, Mars is about to go direct. So thank God we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about our main Western astrological transits coming up for this upcoming week. And thank you guys so much for joining me. Before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And my booking availability is currently starting in July of 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me this year, you can go check that out at the link in the description box below. And also today is the last day, or this is the last 21 hours that you are able to purchase a ticket for the upcoming Beyond Mystic conference that is taking place in Ottawa, Canada, March 14th to 16th. We are so excited. This is coming up so soon. This is in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, just less than 3 weeks. So if you'd like to come join us in person for the Beyond Mystic conference, it's JC, it's Janine, it's the whole Beyond Mystic team, it's myself, it's keynote speakers, it's all the information is over at beyondmystic.net. You can go check that out. And I'm going to be doing a live Astro DJ set, as well as limited in-person astrology readings. And my partner, Sunny, Jens, and I, we're going to have a booth together. Our Scorpling shop will be in the vendor section. So we're so excited. Go check that out if you haven't already. And there are some online streaming passes available as well. Linda, hello, Linda. You say, I am choosing my outfits, new cowboy boots for dancing. Love it. Yes, you're definitely going to want to bring your dancing shoes. We're going to have dance parties for anyone that would like to join. Of course, nothing is mandatory. There's going to be a lot of different workshops, meditations, speakers, dance parties in the evening, if you guys would like to stay up for that. So definitely bring your dancing shoes, because I don't know about the other DJ performers, but my set is going to be all killer, no filler. It's going to be very, very fun. So very much looking forward to that. Fire Within says, yay for Jens's book. And Tim says, awesome, Meg, congrats to Jens on his book. I have it on order. Yes, Jens, my husband, just released his book in English today. Finally, it's been a long process. So that's available on Amazon under Jens Pateu, and his book is called A World in Transition. So we're very, very excited about that. Yes, it's all killer, no filler. That's right. So, okay, this week ahead with hi, Margie, nice to see you. This week ahead with the astrology, we've got some really interesting things going on. So actually, I have two most favorite things that are happening this week. Number one, Mars is finally direct. Okay, well, is about to be direct. Let's bring up the chart for that. So I'm filming this Beyond Astro, as always, on a Sunday evening Eastern time. I'm filming this at around 6 p.m. Eastern. And this evening, Sunday, February 23rd, right at pretty much 9 o'clock, at 8:59 p.m. Eastern time, Mars goes direct. Okay. We have been going through this pesky Mars retrograde since the beginning of December. It started in Leo, where Mars actually likes to be in the sign of Leo, then retrograded back into Mars's fall sign of Cancer. Mars does not like to be in Cancer. I know a lot of you guys have already heard me talk about this at length. Okay, this has been bringing up a lot of conflict, power struggle, moodiness, tiredness, lack of motivation, lack of energy, right? So if you've been feeling any of those things very intensely since the beginning of December, might have something to do with the fact that Mars has been in retrograde in his most uncomfortable position of Cancer. So we've still got that Mars in Cancer for a little bit longer. But now that Mars is direct, it's not the retrograde. So now we can be feeling more like We're able to move ahead. We have some more clarity. Mars in Cancer can still be tired. It can still be moody because it is the fall position of Cancer, but it's not retrograde anymore. So it's not, really, really, really challenged, which is great. Linda says tiredness. Yes. Yeah. I've been feeling the tiredness too, for sure. And we are in Pisces season now, which is the season that very much has to do with rest and rejuvenation and sleep and dream time. Look at everything we've got in Pisces, you guys. The Sun, Mercury, Saturn, North Node, Neptune. We got a big stellium of planets in Pisces. So that can also be making us feel sleepy, even though Mars is direct now. This sleepiness, dreaminess, kind of ungrounded influence of Pisces, which, yes, is very spiritual and creative and compassionate. We've got that very, very strong until our spring equinox. I believe that's March 19th, if I'm not mistaken, when the sun goes 0 degrees into Aries season. So very, very strong Pisces influence we're in. Eric says, all of the above. Yeah, it's kind of brutal when Mars goes retrograde. And we only have a Mars retrograde once every 2 years. Okay, so it's not something that happens very often, and we're not going to have another Mars retrograde for another 2 years. So thank God about that, because it is our planet of the divine masculine, again, action, our energy levels, and it can be really, really wonky when we've got him retrograde. So yay, Mars is direct, very, very positive for all of us. Also very positive in particular for my fellow Scorpio and Aries, okay, suns and risings, because we are ruled by the planet Mars, okay? That's one of our planetary rulers. So, I've got my Scorpio sun. I know a lot of you guys, regular listeners, already know about that. Let me know in the comments if you Aries or Scorpios have been really feeling this Mars retrograde. I definitely have. So I'm so excited that we've got our ruler moving direct. Woohoo! Also today, Sunday, February 23rd, we have exact Mercury in trine to Mars. So that's nice. As Mars starts to, station moving direct, we can feel clarity with that exact Mercury, who is at his detriment position of Pisces. Okay, there's many planets and places that they don't really like to be in right now. That's going to shift more as we go into the spring in the northern hemisphere. But there's some clarity that can come in now that Mars is going direct in trine to Mercury, which is nice. Some very creative or spiritual downloads, insights, ideas that we can be receiving. And remember, you guys, that even when a planet is at detriment or fall, I always say this, like in my astrology workshops and courses, it's not the end of the world. And it's not like, oh my God, the worst thing that you can have in a chart. There's actually really positive gifts that can come from some of the detriment and the fall positions. Of course, there are some really challenging things that can come as well, because it is the places that they most don't like to be. But there's also some very big positives as well. So even though we've got this Mercury in Pisces right now, and that's Mercury's detriment position, because Mercury is about common sense, day-to-day activities and communications, Pisces is the opposite of common sense. It's universal consciousness and that which is not of this world. Even though that can be challenging to be grounded mentally, there's amazing creative and spiritual insights that can come through during this time with Mercury in Pisces for sure. And seeing lots of you guys in the comments. Yeah, Aries rising, Aries sun. You guys have been feeling this Mars retrograde for sure. Yeah, lots of us have been feeling it. So yay, we've got Mars direct. Very interesting also this week when we get into Tuesday, we're going to have exact Granddaddy Saturn, as I like to call him, in conjunction to Mercury at 20 degrees, which is a Scorpio degree. Okay. So, Saturn rules our structures and systems of life, laws, regulations, rules, governments, politician, work, our professional lives. Every planet rules a bunch of different things in astrology. And Mercury is the planet of news, communication, information, social media, day-to-day activities and thoughts. And they're conjunct in the sign of Pisces, which has to do with spirituality, creativity, the entertainment industry, also the health field. Okay. And very interesting, this is at a Scorpio degree, this conjunction. So there's going to be news or new information coming out on Tuesday and the days surrounding Tuesday. We're actually within the influence of this conjunction, very strong right now at the beginning of this week, surrounding the health field. And I think we're already starting to see this. I'm sure some of you guys have already heard RFK Jr. led CDC halts the flu shot campaign, postpones vaccine advisory meeting. So that's, I predicted this last week, not specifically around the flu shot campaign, but I said, you guys, with this Mercury in conjunction to Saturn, as we go into this week with that exact aspect, there's going to be some major new regulations, new ways of doing things in health to halt the flu shot campaign. That is a really, really big deal, you guys. And I also saw for the first time, let me see if I can bring this up. I think it was recently, if I'm not mistaken, this past week, Joe Rogan was talking about RFK Jr. Oh yeah, here's the clip. Yes, it was this week with Woody Harrelson, and how actually RFK Jr. has said that, and I'm about to play two clips, one of Joe Rogan talking and one of RFK Jr. talking about how his, issue with his voice and his speech, he believes is from actually a vaccine side effect. So let's take a little listen to a couple of these clips. First one is Joe Rogan, and second one is RFK Jr.
I mean, if really science wanted to fix his fucking voice, man, if that guy had his old voice, he'd be a lot more powerful. It's like people dismiss him because his voice is hard. It's hard to listen to sometimes.
Yeah, that condition he has, you would think there'd be some way to address it, but I don't know.
Well, he believes that condition came from the flu vaccine.
Oh,
it's a side effect of flu vaccines. He should take a flu vaccine every year, and so he developed this this voice problem, and he believes it's a vaccine injury, which is very ironic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Those fucking things don't work either. Those things, and he's talked about that. Like, even if it protects you from that one flu, it makes you many more times more likely to catch other things. We're fucking around with complex systems inside human bodies with pharmaceutical drugs that have been, the way they've studied them is filled with shenanigans.
Wild stuff, you guys, that all of this is being talked about. And this is
neurological injury.
This is a clip along with this X post by a lady called Kat A that I'd never seen it before, of RFK Jr. actually saying in the video that he believes his speech neurological injury is from a flu shot, past flu shot that he got. Check this out.
In 1996, when I was 42 years old, and it's called spasmodic dystonia. And I never knew what happened. The doctors would ask me, did you have a trauma? And then about 3 years ago, I was litigating against the flu vaccine. I was preparing a complaint against all the companies that made flu vaccines, certain kind of flu vaccines. And I had to, for the first time, look at all the list of side effects that are on the manufacturer's inserts. And this disease, spasmodic dystonia, was one of the top injuries.
Wild, you guys, absolutely wild. And I think there's going to be some more health laws, regulations, changes that we're going to see big time in the health field now, especially since we have RFK Jr. confirmed in the States as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. It's going to be very interesting to see play out. And last little clip I want to show you guys as well is I just saw right before I went live, Nicole Shanahan, who is actually RFK Jr.'s running mate when he had his presidential bid, talking about geoengineering and chemtrails. I don't know if this is the first time publicly she's talking about this. This is the first time I've seen this. Also has to do with health. Maybe this is something we're going to see with this Mercury conjunct Saturn moving forward into the week. And I'll play this clip. She says, many of us know it's happening. We'd like more details, please.
the internet. I've been surfing this morning and was watching the planes flying overhead, and then I couldn't take it anymore. But that is not a contrail. That looked like it started as a contrail maybe, and now it's turning into a cloud. See how thick that is? You can see this one, it's a little further behind. And this one's a little bit further behind as well. This one is the one that's been up there longest. This shit has to end. This is ridiculous. It's like an otherwise perfect day.
This shit has to end. I agree with you totally, Miss Nicole Shanahan. So, going to be a big week ahead for health. That is for sure. And also a big week because not only do we have Mercury conjunct Saturn, Mars going direct, we've also got two other big things. We've got new moon in Pisces, which depending on where you're located in the world, why can't I bring my chart up? Just one second, you guys. Let me fix this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, depending on where you are in the world, you're going to want to check. Exact time is going to be, I'm going to have to calculate this at the top of my head, 7:44 p.m. Eastern time. I've got the Belgium chart up right now, but I'm in Canada right now. I've been all over the place. Jens and I are in between moving. So, but nevertheless, it's going to be exact on February 27th at 7:44 p.m. Eastern time. Check your exact time zone to see the exact new moon time for you. But I really feel like this is a beautiful, very magical new moon to be doing some new beginnings, to be setting our intentions. So, of course, that's what we do in the new moon phase of the lunar cycle. That's at least what I do. I know some people like to work with the lunar cycle in different ways. But to me, new moons are about new beginnings, fresh new energy, setting our intentions. And the moon likes to be in Pisces, okay? Because the moon is very magical. It's at home in Cancer. So in fellow sign Pisces, it does like to be there. And this new moon in Pisces is inviting us to focus on, I'm hearing spirits say, our highest dreams and believe in ourselves. Yes, Linda, it's a whole lot of Pisces. So it's making it very magical, right? Pisces is a sign of magic and our dreams and synchronicity. And what is it that feels good that we will like to manifest, right? Sharon says that will be 4:44 PST. That is so cool. Thank you for that insight, Sharon. So you're going to want to see where you have 9 degrees of Pisces in your personal chart, because that's an area of life that you may be experiencing a new beginning, or it's a very good area of life depending on what house you have 9 degrees of Pisces, or any planets that you have within 5 degrees either side of 9 degrees of Pisces, good area of life to be focusing on. But for all of us, this can feel like a very spiritual week ahead. As we're in the new moon influence, we could be getting spiritual, intuitive insights. We definitely want to be paying attention to our dreams. Classic Pisces, pay attention to our dreams. Laura says, weird dreams again last night. Me too. I've been having strange and more vivid dreams lately. And I do love that at the time of this new moon, we've got one of the best aspects that you can have in astrology. Okay, it's not exact, but we do have the two benefics in very positive aspects. So, the traditional dispositor of this new moon, Jupiter, is in sextile, 2 degrees off from being exact, to Venus. So the two benefics are in sextile. And when we have sextile aspects, you guys, this is really, really positive, right? So Venus, 10 degrees Aries, in sextile to Jupiter, 12 degrees of Gemini. Sextiles are supportive, positive energy between these two planets. And there's also with sextiles an opportunity. There's also an action that can be taken to make it even stronger. Okay. So if we take the action to do something Piscean, do something magical, spiritual practice, manifestation, focus on our dreams, visualization, Venus in sextile to Jupiter is actually supporting that to be even stronger at this time. So we've got some very, very nice aspects with this new moon. It's not a heavy new moon, which I'm very happy to report for you guys. Mars will, of course, be direct as well. And it's interesting because as Mars goes direct, okay, you guys, we've got this in between time at the moment where as soon as Mars goes direct, we're going to have about, how many days is it? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We're going to have 5 days. Sorry, I'm not good at math, you guys. So when I count, I have to count like off of my hand. From February 23rd at 8, what was the time? 8:59 p.m. Yeah, Eastern time, when Mars goes direct, to March. Yeah, Laura, it's not many. I may be an astrologer, which is really technical, but I'm not good at math. So I'm so grateful for the astrology programs and all that. We're going to have 5 days of all planets direct, starting today at 8:59 p.m. Eastern, going until Saturday, March 1st at 7:36 p.m. Eastern. So this is beautiful because in the influence of this new moon in Pisces, yes, Mars is in post shadow. Yes, Venus is in pre shadow, but technically none of the planets are actually retrograde. Okay, so we've got no excuse, you guys. There's no excuses this year of blaming anything on a retrograde, okay? Because from today to March 1st, all planets will be direct. Now, on March 1st, at 7:36 p.m. Eastern, Venus is going to go retrograde, okay? So Venus is the goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, enjoyment, our values, finances, and she is currently in her detriment position of Aries. So we got all these planets there. Many of them are in places that they don't like to be, and she's going retrograde. She's going to be retrograde from March 1st until April 12th. And Venus retrograde. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys, let me know in the comments. I'd like to be interactive with the astrology. Let me know, you guys, what do you think are some things that we do not want to be doing with Venus retrograde? Okay, let me know in the comments. I know we've got some of my astrology brothers and sisters. I can see you guys are in here. So let me know, what do you think are some things that we want to try our best unless we absolutely have to? Of course, sometimes life gets in the way. But what are some things that we want to be very mindful? Okay. Linda says new relationships. Definitely. Purchases. Definitely. So, Jens and I we're about to buy a new home and Venus is retrograde. I'm going to try my best to not do that exact until April 12th. If possible, you guys, while Venus is retrograde, yeah, Linda, also no investments. If possible, of course, life gets in the way, but it is not the best time to be making a really big investment, a really big purchase, a really big decision regarding money, regarding relationships, also regarding beauty, okay, which might sound kind of stupid to some of you guys, but I swear to God, yes, Pat T says avoid haircuts. I swear to you, every time I have, even though I'm an astrologer, okay, every time I have gotten a haircut when Venus is retrograde, I'll show you guys some pictures, okay? Maybe I'll bring that up in tomorrow's daily Astro show just to let you guys know. Every time I've gotten a haircut when Venus has been retrograde, it's been a disaster. So you want to be very mindful of beauty appointments, haircuts, facials, anything that has to do with beauty, anything that has to do with finances, relationships. And it's not that you can't date, okay? I'm not going to say don't go on dates while Venus is retrograde, but don't solidify a relationship, okay? This is a time to observe, not absorb. And she is Venus at her detriment position. So it is going to be a little bit of a wonky Venus retrograde. I'm going to do a whole separate Venus retrograde video at some point, either this week or next week, for all the 12 signs. So we'll talk about that more in depth then. Ban Shadow says, rut-row, getting a haircut Tuesday. Okay, well, if you're talking about this Tuesday, that's actually good because that's before March 1st. Venus will be retrograde March 1st to April 12th. Okay, you guys. So just being mindful of that. It's about a, 6-week period. Fastness Pegasus says, I have bought some of the worst things during a Venus retrograde. Yeah, we want to be really mindful of purchases during this time. Okay, what else do I have for you guys before I finish up? It is a lot going on this week. Mars goes direct, new moon in Pisces, Venus goes retrograde, Mercury conjunct Saturn. It's a lot of stuff. So before I finish up, you guys remember, again, we've got less than 21 hours. The ticket window is closing at February 24th, 4 p.m. Eastern for tickets to the Beyond Mystic conference. So if you'd like to come join us in person in Ottawa, it's going to be so much fun. Go to beyondmystic.net to either get there's a few general admission passes still available. I'm not sure if there's streaming passes available yet. I'm not seeing them on there, but just go to the website and you will see everything there. And also, after today's Beyond Astro at 8 p.m. Eastern, JC is going to be with Jay Widener for a special Wacky Woo show on the Beyond Mystic channels. So you guys can go check that out too. Again, if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. My availability starts July 2025, and my workshops are also available at the link below. And I will say, we won't have it officially out until next week, but I am going to be doing a March eclipse season long form workshop that's going to be live on, just so I know my astrology friends might want to know of this ahead of time. That's going to be Sunday, March 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do a live March eclipse season workshop. So I think that will be available to sign up for, not this Monday, but on Monday, March 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll keep you guys tuned in for that. But if you'd like to tune in for the workshop, mark that down in your calendar. I will see you guys for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me for today's Beyond Astro. And I will see you all tomorrow for another daily Astro show. Love you guys so much, and happy Mars direct in Cancer. Bye, everybody.